his 27-yard line. A gain there of 30 big ones. So that about the shortest pass a quarterback can make, but it winds up going for a bundle.
Yeah, let's face it, in the stats, it sure looks like a heck of a throw, doesn't it? It's almost like in baseball when you get that little Texas leaguer that turns into a double. You would think that you hit it off the wall. Big-time play for him on a short little pass.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert, and he is going to lose yardage here. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Mostert will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd down, Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
And we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers. But how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Allen going to go on 4th down. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Yellow. Slide 2. Red. Yellow.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
That's good. Dolphins, first down.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Looking to pass. Tua. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
A loss of 14 on the play. And it's
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. Room here to run. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders of the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Bills nothing.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Allen to throw it. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. Finding room at midfield. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Play action. Now it's Allen. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Off the play fake. Allen. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Yellow, go.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Armaz at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
10 cycles. You're check. You're ready.
A handoff running left is Mostert. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
He's brought down by Cornelius Bunny. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
Tua going to tap this forward on a jet sweep. And he is going to lose yardage here. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're a capable runner, oftentimes your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, they love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield. Incomplete.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Isaiah McKenzie is back deep for the Bills. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. A minute 52 to play until halftime. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside of the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. There's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now a give to Mostert running right. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. The gain of the game brings up 2nd and
9. On 2nd and 9, Tua. He'll swing this out to Mostert. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. He hit his first, now this from 43. The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Brandon Jones picking it off. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he is going to lose yardage here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Both teams making their final adjustments before we get started once again. And for the call of the second half, let's send you back out to Allegiant Stadium in Brandon Gott.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's complete to Cook. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. A big play here for Buffalo. 49 yards. The offense has to love that, because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
Eluding the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. James Cook, 31 yards. And the Bills are back within a score. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 13-7. The Bills kickoff unit out as they will send this one away.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
Hey, green. Blue striker. Red.
To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. And he is going to lose yardage here.
37.
Tackled back at the 28-yard line.
Red. Hey, blue. Black ultra. Black shot. Ultra.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He is going to find Hill here. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
And meanwhile, Allen's throw going to be caught by McKenzie.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
On play action, Allen. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
To throw, it's Allen. And my goodness, another interception. Brandon Jones picking it off. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber,
and he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Raheem Mostert with his second touchdown of the night. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw again on second down, Allen. Airing one out for Crowder. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he is going to lose yardage here.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A 2-yard loss brings up 3rd down and 12.
Red, yellow. Red, striker. Striker.
Tua going to throw. Buying time to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to try and go deep again. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. So there is the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To the air, Allen. And this one too low.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Allen. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And now another one thrown incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
One final try here for Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Jamison Crowder, 33 yards. And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off the game.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And some room to maneuver. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 72 yards. And the Dolphins have put this one to bed here in the fourth quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a first down. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. Working his way in there that time, Melvin Ingram to make the stop. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
And the Bills, first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Allen going to throw. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On second and 10, Allen. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down. They hand it off to Mostert. Oh, he's got a little daylight. this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
125 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Tua now on first down. And going deep for Hill. And this one is incomplete.
Looks like they went for the combo play there. A nice ample gain on the ground on the previous play. Going for the big shot on that one unsuccessfully.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he is going to lose yardage here. The Dolphins on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is third down and 12.
Go ultra.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a third and 10. Allen off the play fake. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Emmanuel Agba that time, able to drop him for a loss. Now Allen, gotta have this one. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Play action, now it's Tua. And his throw here is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Tua sets up to pass it. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills will take over here just shy of the 30.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Throwing the out route, and Crowder makes the catch. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll come up now on second and a yard.
Brings up second and a yard.
Here's Allen to throw it. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on.